Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to February's writing vlog. So I didn't officially vlog in January because I just wasn't doing that much writing, but just a quick recap, I submitted it to Author Mentor Match at the beginning of the month. So before that I was just doing some revisions on the book to prepare to submit, then I submitted, and then the rest of January was just waiting and doing nothing. I was taking a break, a little bit of a breather. I was feeling very burnt out from everything that I'd been doing for the past few months, and so really needed a break, so I binged watched TV. So I didn't really do that much in January to make a vlog, but I do have a writing update that you guys can go check out that has some more like in-depth kind of conversations about my revisions on my book, Reasons Why Not To, and kind of all the details surrounding submitting to AMM. And then I also have an Author Mentor Match experience vlog that I actually just uploaded today as I'm filming this clip, going through my entire experience of submitting to AMM and like literally every step of the process I vlogged. So I'll make sure to link everything in the description for you so you can go check it out. So almost a week ago tomorrow, I found out that I was chosen as a mentee in Author Mentor Match, which is honestly just like the most exciting thing, and I'm still very flustered about it, and I still don't quite believe that it's real. Like it keeps feeling like a dream. Like I keep going back and checking my tweet that I posted and looking at my email just to like make sure I'm not making it up. But I'm just feeling so happy about it. So yeah, make sure to go check out that vlog if you haven't already. I'm really proud of it. I really love it. I've already watched it a million times because it's just so much fun to look back on. Anyways, so with getting into AMM, that means that I have an edit letter from my mentor, Melissa C. I'll also link all of her information down below, but she gave me an edit letter, and it's not like that intimidating. There are some substantial-ish things that we are changing in the beginning. A very, very minor character that we are cutting that's literally not going to really affect the book whatsoever. It's just gonna cut a few words. Yeah, we don't really have that many like substantial revisions. Nothing that I'm like overly scared about doing. I mean, I'm kind of nervous about these like beginning revisions just because it kind of changes scenes that I did really enjoy, but I do know that these changes are for the better, so you know, you gotta kill your darlings. I'm gonna try to keep as many of the darlings as I can because I don't want to cut absolutely everything that I love about the beginning. So it's just a matter of trying to find hopefully new homes for some of the things and rearranging and kind of just trying to piece everything back together. I hate revisions. I mean, part of me likes them because you're making the book better and that's really exciting, but the other part of me really hates it because it's literally just ripping your book apart and then trying somehow to piece it back together in a way that makes sense, which is just very stressful for me. I'm very excited. I have been doing some work that I haven't updated you guys on. Melissa gave me some like homework, I guess you could call it, to do some character sheets, and she gave me a deadline of yesterday to finish those, and I ended up sending them to her, I believe on Thursday? Yeah, so I sent them to her on a Thursday, so days early. I sent her the character sheets and she thought they were good, so now it's just a matter of incorporating some of that information into my book. So there's that. Yeah, and then my deadline for revision. So originally it was just gonna be chapter 1 due because we had like different revisions we were gonna do, and then I thought about it and I didn't really feel right, so we decided to change the revisions, which is less work for chapter 1. And so I was like, I think I can get you like multiple chapters by the February 20th deadline. So now I have to do multiple chapters, which honestly is not that big of a deal. Like I have 2 weeks roughly, and so I think that I can definitely do it. It's just a matter of doing a lot of planning, because one of the revision notes, which I completely agree with, is I need more descriptions of characters. But I think mainly like the setting, I need to add in a lot of descriptions because I'm really bad at that. Like I have descriptions of some things, but just not, it's not very like immersive feeling, I guess. And so something that Melissa told me to do was kind of just like make it like an aesthetic board for where my book takes place and kind of figure that out. I am taking it a bit further. I've been looking a lot on Google Maps and trying to figure out exactly where my book takes place and kind of get a feel for the neighborhood and everything so that I can kind of try to accurately describe everything. And then last night I decided to make like a floor plan for my main character's house, which I've tried to do before, but it didn't go very well and I didn't do a very good job. But I actually found a house in Google Maps close to where the bookstore of my book, which is where Lila works at, is. So I kind of made some floor plans kind of based off of that. I guess I'll share those with you. I did 2 different floor plans. I did one for the first floor and the second floor. So this is the main floor, the first floor. So they have like a little mini porch at the front. You walk in, there's an entryway, stairs upwards. It's not like 100% like accurate or like to size, because I am not an architect, I am not a house builder, I don't know how to make proper floor plans. This is just for my own peace of mind. But we have the living room here, we go into the dining room, into the kitchen. There's a small little bathroom because I realized that I didn't give them a bathroom. But yeah, so I did this yesterday because why the hell not? It is slightly different to how I originally pictured it in my head. Originally, the living room was always on this side. Then I had the kitchen on this side, but I decided to put it in the back of the house instead with the dining room. So it's just a little bit different than how I was actually picturing it. So I might have to adjust some descriptions in the book to fix it. But besides that, I'm really happy with this. And then I also have the second floor, which is a mess. It was quite hard to do. I was also doing this at like 1:32 in the morning because I am insane. But we have the stairs that lead upstairs from the ones that were on the first floor, and then like a little hallway situation. This is the master bedroom, so this is where Lila's parents are, plus the master bath. And then we have Lila's room and Lottie's office, which is her mom. So I mean, realistically, I would hope that Lila would have her own bathroom somewhere on this top floor to go to, so she doesn't have to use her parents' room or go downstairs to use the bathroom. But I just ran out of space, so for right now she doesn't have a bathroom. But like realistically, we never see her in a bathroom in the book because I don't want to write that. It just takes a word count. There's no need for her to be in a bathroom. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with this. I already had her bedroom figured out, and I had that actually like in my novel notebook, but I just transferred it onto here. So I'm actually quite happy with this, and now I have like an actual layout of her house, so hopefully I can navigate things better when I'm writing and just have like a good visualization of it in my head, and hopefully transfer that onto the page, because I'm really good at knowing what things look like in my head and really bad about remembering to stick it into the book, you know? So now I know what her house looks like on the outside as well as on the inside. I know roughly where it's located, so now I just need to figure out how to get from her house to the bookstore and what that path looks like. So there are quite a few scenes where she's walking from her house to the bookstore, from the bookstore to her house or whatever, so I kind of need to know what that route looks like so I can accurately describe it, because I was totally making it up when I was writing. Also, I decided to reread through the kind of parts of the beginning that we are doing the major revisions on, that I'm going to be giving to Melissa by the 20th. So I started to take notes on those chapters and writing like a little summary of each chapter, and then in purple I'm writing some edits that I can do. I'm very excited about this, also nervous because like revisions are hard and they're scary, and I still feel really tired and like I just want to sleep for a really long time. But I'm very excited about everything that's going to be happening. I'm also just like feeling so grateful for this community. I've gotten so much love from the community on getting into AMM, bookish community, and the writing community. So like overall I'm having like a blast, and I'm just so happy and so grateful that Melissa chose me, and it's just it feels so good. So I'm gonna try to get to work right now. I think I'm gonna continue just reading through the book. So this has been a very long clip, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna get to that right now, and I will definitely update you guys at some point. But I'm so happy. Okay guys, so it is now 3:57 p.m. It's a couple hours later, and I've done quite a bit of work. So I finished reading through a few more chapters. I got up to reading chapter 10 because those are kind of like the main chapters that are affected by these changes that we are implementing. And then I re-outlined the beginning very briefly, just chapter by chapter, what each chapter is now going to look like. And I'm also just going to be adding like what changes I need to put on here, just so it's all in one cohesive spot. But I want to do that with sticky notes, and I don't have any small sticky notes left, and I have to go with my mom in a few minutes anyways. I'm just gonna hopefully buy myself some new post-it notes so that I can finish doing this. Right now I'm just creating a bullet journal spread to keep track of these revisions, but I'm working very hard today. I'm feeling just very motivated because my AMM vlog went up today. I'm just receiving so much love from you guys, and it's making me really excited to work on my book, and I'm just in a really good mood and a good headspace with writing right now, which is really great. I mean, I'm sure the second that I start actually working on these revisions I'm gonna want to rip my hair out, but that's just the way that it always goes for me. But right now I'm feeling good about the plans that I have, and I'm just excited to continue on and actually get all this work done. So I think that I will probably be able to start doing the revisions tomorrow, but I'm feeling really productive and really good right now, which feels amazing. Okay, so it's now the next day. It's the 9th of February, and I thought I would update you guys on what I ended up doing yesterday and what I've done today, which, spoiler alert, is nothing so far, and it's 3:17 p.m. Yesterday I ended up actually doing a lot of work, which I'm really proud of myself, and I feel like that's why I'm not feeling very productive today. Plus my period is coming, and we all know what that means. It means that I'm a couch potato. But basically I did finish rereading the, I actually don't know what I last updated you guys on. Oh, I remember I updated you guys that I was going to go buy sticky notes so that I could write things on my new outline, which I did do. I bought a pack of little sticky notes and I just put specific things that I need to make sure I add and do in each chapter so that I don't forget, because I have a habit of forgetting to do things. So I have old outline with edit suggestions and new outline with everything that I need to do. And I'm like really proud of myself because like I condensed everything from 10 chapters, I believe, now into like 6 chapters or something. Not necessarily like cutting a lot of things, but just kind of condensing, I guess. But I'm just very excited, and I am hoping that this will cut down the word count just slightly because my book is too big. And this has been a constant struggle with this book because contemporary books for YA should be roughly like 70 to like 85,000, I'm pretty sure, and mine's 86,000. Like I can tell you the exact number. It is 86,308. So it is over 1,000 words too long, and that's definitely one of the things that Melissa brought up with me, and I was like, oh, I'm fully aware that this book is too big. But you know what, it's not as big as other drafts have been, which is good. We're not going to talk about draft 2 being 104,000 words. We're not going to talk about it, but I do think that this will bring the word count down. But of course the issue then is that I am adding things to this draft as well, meaning it's just going to keep going back up. So I really don't know what mine and Melissa's plan is going to be to bring this book's word count down, because I am not querying this book bigger than it needs to be, you know what I mean? But then also after dinner I came back and I made a very, very bad rough sketch, not floor plan, but like a map, that's the word, idiot, a map for my main character's like route to get from her house to work, because I never really had that solidified in my head before, and in order to do like descriptions I need to know what's going on. So I figured out like on Google Maps roughly where my main character's house would be, and then my book is set in Vancouver, so I picked a store in Vancouver that I thought would be a good location for the bookstore that Lila works at, and then I just kind of mapped out how she would get there and how long it would take to walk. So yeah, this is not at all to scale, but I wanted to draw it out so that I could see it. I'm totally a map maker. What? So this is where Lila's house is. So she goes up the street. I drew dots to show her route. So she goes up the street, and in reality this street is like twice the length, or like a lot bigger than it is here. Like I said, not to scale whatsoever. But she goes up her street, goes down this street, and then goes up the street. This street's also much, much longer, but this is where I've mapped out the store to be. I made a note to myself not to scale, as if that wasn't already obvious. And then I wrote down like all the walking times, the driving times, and like the bus times for how long it would take, just in case she takes alternate routes, because she does walk, and there is one scene where someone drives her to work. So I also did actually take the route on Google Maps. Like I like used the arrows and I followed the route, and that was fun. And I also took screenshots of it and uploaded those screenshots to my Pinterest board so that I could have specific references for certain points along her journey. It's excessive, but that's okay. So that's what I did yesterday. So today I need to start actually revising, but I haven't yet because I am tired. Like I mentioned, my period's supposed to be coming. It was actually supposed to come Sunday or Monday. Now it's Tuesday and it still hasn't come, so we love that for me. So I'm feeling very out of it and just not like I want to do anything. So yeah, I need to do some revisions. But instead of doing that, I tried to find routes from the Bibliofest location to Santa Monica Beach, because I'm using, it's kind of based off Y'all West, so I'm using the Santa Monica High School, I'm thinking. And then I was also trying to find like a hotel for them to stay at, and then I was also trying to find a bookstore because they go to a bookstore in California, and I was like, I didn't base this off an actual bookstore, so I need to try to find a bookstore that's like relatively in that area, which is also near McDonald's, because I also eat at a McDonald's. I really did not think this through when I was writing, but it's fine. It's fine. If there's no McDonald's in the area that I need, or no bookstore in the area that I need, I will make it up. It's fine. So I need to actually get to work, but I'm just feeling so tired. Yesterday I was so confident in myself. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do 3 chapters tomorrow. I don't think that's gonna happen because like I said, it's 3:26 and I also still need to read today. My mom's dragging me to Walmart because we have some things we need to get, and I'm just, you know, I don't know. But I'm gonna try to get some work done. I'm gonna blare some music to drown out the sounds of my obnoxiously loud neighbors, and we're gonna see how much work I can actually get done. Okay everyone, so it's now the 16th of February, it's about 3 p.m. and I thought I'd give you guys an update because I realized watching back on my last talking clip that I haven't actually updated you guys since I've started doing actual revisions on my book, which I thought that I had. So here we are. Here's my revision page in my bullet journal. I basically just set up each chapter on the side here that I'm revising for this round for my deadline on Saturday, and so far I've done half of them. So I've done the first 3 chapters out of 6, and beside it, it's kind of wrote all the main things that I'm changing or doing to each chapter. So how is it going, you ask? I mean, it's going relatively well. I'm really happy with these first 3 chapters. I'm hopefully doing a good job and fixing it in the way that Melissa's kind of expecting of me. I like chapter 1. It wasn't too different. I wasn't making too many changes in that one, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Chapter 2 was a little bit difficult, and pretty much all of these chapters are pretty difficult because it's like building a really complicated 1,000 piece puzzle and trying to piece it all together and figure out where all the pieces go and having to pull from all these different places. That's what it feels like, except maybe more hectic. So the second chapter was me pulling in chapter 2 and chapter 3 from the previous draft and somehow mixing them together and entangling them with each other. I didn't like it the way that it was, and I thought that maybe it'd be better smushed together, and I actually do really like it. I kind of had the idea for it, and Melissa was like, just try it, write it, see how you feel. So I did, and I do like it more, which is nice. So I did that, and that was quite difficult. And then chapter 3 was me basically pulling a scene from a few chapters ahead and bringing it into this one instead, and kind of changing the context of the conversation a bit, because I really didn't want to cut this particular scene or this particular conversation between my main character and her best friend, but it no longer fit because we were cutting the circumstances that led them to having this conversation. So I just changed it slightly and made it come sooner in the story, which I'm not upset about. I actually think it works quite well. And after making all these changes, I've been going back through and rereading everything just to make sure that it's still cohesive and that I still like it. And I'm definitely going to be rereading all of it before sending it off to Melissa. I'm feeling good about those 3 chapters. So I'm very nervous for this next chapter because the biggest revision that we are doing is basically, oh, I don't want to spoil things, but basically this revision involves me changing the circumstances of how my main character and the love interest meet, and in doing that I could potentially lose some of my favorite lines, and so I'm very sad about that, and I don't want to lose some of these lines. And so I'm trying to decide how I want to actually go about putting this new scene together, and I'm very nervous for it. I don't actually know fully how I want to go about doing it, and maybe what I should do is sit down and write the different possible ways that I could go about doing this to see which one I like the best, because I do have different potential things that I could do. I honestly think that this chapter is going to be the hardest out of the remaining 3 because it's the one that involves the most reworking and the most rewriting in a sense, which I hate doing, but obviously I need to do it, and I think it's gonna turn out a lot better. I need to actually just do it and hope for the best. So I think I'm gonna try and figure out what I'm gonna do. Just try figuring out different ways that I can go about doing this and which way is my favorite. But overall, I'm feeling good about the revisions. I'm just very, very nervous about this chapter because Beckett's introduction is my favorite, and so having to change that is fine, and I'm happy to do it, and I think it's gonna be a lot better. But it just means having to move my darlings somewhere else and change the circumstances, and I'm also just worried that I'm not gonna do this as well as I would like to. I don't know, we're gonna play around with it. I'm gonna figure out what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna stop procrastinating now and actually get to work. Okay, so it's currently the 25th of February, and I actually think I'm just going to end this vlog here. There's only a few more days in the month, and I don't anticipate really doing many writerly things in the next couple of days, but I have not updated you guys in a hot minute, so let me just wrap up everything that I've been doing recently. So I did finish the edits on the first 6 chapters for the first little chunk of revisions that me and my mentor Melissa are doing, and overall I feel pretty good about them. I meant to update right after I did it, but I have not felt like vlogging recently or really filming at all, so you know, it is what it is. I feel okay about them. I mean, with any sort of revision you kind of always have that thought of, am I actually making this better, am I making it worse, and then there's all of that self-doubt that goes into it, wondering if it's good enough. So I'm having a lot of those kind of doubts right now, but in general I like it. So I did send them to my mentor. She is currently reading through them to give me some edits, and I think she said they're gonna come by like next week, so I am just kind of chilling until then. I've done some work, but yeah, she is doing some edits on them, and I'm nervous, but I'm just always nervous whenever I send my book to somebody to critique, and this is like the first revisions she's kind of seeing from me, which is just nerve-wracking. So I'm feeling excited, nervous, tired. Like I'm feeling really exhausted mentally and just like everything. Like I just feel so sluggish. Like I just get up and all I want to do is sit on the couch and watch movies, which is not good, but I have been doing that the past couple of days. But I just, yeah, I don't know, I'm in a weird headspace. I don't feel like filming or doing anything, so yeah. I'm in like a bit of a weird space right now, but writing wise, feeling good. I'm loving my author mentor match experience so far. I am loving that I have a mentor that I can send my book to, and I'm loving that I have all these other mentees that I get to talk to every day, and we get to like talk about our experiences and how we're feeling, and just getting to really talk everything through and having that like companionship throughout this entire thing of having other people who are going through the exact same thing that you are. I'm really enjoying talking to all of them and kind of having that friendship. It means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful. So February has been a crazy month, and it's felt simultaneously so long but also like so short. Like I can't believe it was at the beginning of the month that I found out that I was an AMM. I also feel like I've known about it for forever. Like I feel like I've been an author mentor match for like years, which is just so funny how time works like that. I am very excited to continue vlogging this experience for you all. Yeah, I will see you guys in March to talk about all the writing that I do in March. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below what you've been doing writing wise in the month of February, because I'd really love to know. Subscribe if you have not yet already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.